This past weekend, I was in Houston for a concert. It's a Queen cover band. It was pretty fantastic. But that's not the subject of this video. Today, we're going to talk about the Astrodome. I was a half a mile away from the Astrodome at my hotel. Had this wonderful view from the 6th floor of it. It was that Spring Hill Suites right by the Astrodome. And I just looked at it thinking, what the heck? Like, Houston has screwed this place up so bad. It is just rotting there for 18 years. Hasn't been used hardly. It's just got a bunch of crap in it. There's probably asbestos everywhere. There's probably rats in there too. And the only people that go in there now are security guards and, like, maintenance workers. This place, they still have to spend money on it, I'm sure, to keep it up. But they're not allowed to tear it down, from what I understand. They can't tear it down. And so let's get into the story. So the Astrodome was it was an idea by Roy Hoffhines, the mayor of Houston at the time, and he decided, well, we got this baseball team, and let's make a stadium for them. So they made this big stadium. I believe it was called, like, Harris County Stadium. At the time, it was renamed the Astrodome after the Houston Astros, who still exist today. One-time world champions. I know, we don't count 2017. But the Astros stayed there for a long time. So did the Houston Oilers, who are now the Titans in the NFL. And then the Astros decided after a while, you know, this stadium is old. I don't get this thinking from the Astros. This is a cool stadium. I don't care if it is outdated. You cannot let a stadium like this go to waste. But it's okay. So the Astros moved to Minute Maid Park. I also got to go to Minute Maid Park on my visit to Houston. The place is great. Minute Maid Park, just a little side tangent here. Minute Maid Park is a great looking facility on the outside, but don't let that deceive you. It is awful inside of there. So Globe Life Field, I've been to that stadium 10 times or so for games. It's open. It's open everywhere. There's restaurants everywhere. There's shops everywhere. And it's just open. It's not congested like Minute Maid Park is. And Globe Life Field has so many escalators, and it's so much easier to get to your seats. And at Minute Maid Park, it's like all congested. Like, what were they thinking back in, like, 2000 or whatever when they thought this up? Like, there's 2 escalators in the entire building. I got in the stadium at, like, the game started at 7. I got into the stadium at, like, 6:25. We barely made it in time for the game. Great game. Got to see the Yankees beat the Astros. Judge, LeMahieu, and Stanton, and that Dominguez kid all hit home runs. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. And so the Houston Texans were invented sometime in the late 90s. I didn't look this up, but the Texans decided, okay, we need a stadium. We got the Astrodome right here, which we can use. Be much smarter to use that. No! They built a stadium, a brand spanking new stadium, which, by the way, has the walkways on the outside of it. It looks like a freaking grill. What is this? You build a stadium 30 feet away from a stadium that you already have. Just use that one. I don't care if the Astrodome is old and outdated. And so the Astrodome now has no sports teams in it. They do one final concert with George Strait, which had a record attendance, more attendance than any other event. And they decided, you know what, we're done. And in 2008, they weren't really caring about the Astrodome at all in Houston. They put themselves, I'm sorry, Houston, you put yourselves in this spot. You have completely bungled this situation. In 2008, numerous code violations, and, like, what happened? Because it was outdated, you didn't want to use it, and now it's named a historical site, so you can't tear it down. It's going to cost millions of taxpayer dollars just to, like, get this thing ready again for any sort of game or concert. It's got asbestos everywhere. Like, I don't get what Houston was thinking here at all. You don't just have a new team and build a stadium right next to a great stadium already there. And so now the Astrodome sits. Only action it has gotten since that George Strait concert. They've opened it up a couple times for fans, but that's it. They opened it for Hurricane Katrina victims, but that's it. It's only been used about 3 or 4 times since then. Only security guards can get in there. And what makes me mad about this is they didn't try to, like, they don't open it for tours for anybody. Well, there are asbestos in there, but if you didn't know, asbestos cause lung cancer. But I do not get why they don't let you get any closer. Like, I was able, so this is from the hotel room, the 6th floor of my hotel room, the best shot I was able to get from there. This is at night. They have a light up there, which don't know what that's supposed to signal. And this is about the closest I got. You're probably wondering, wait, there's open space in front of you. Well, no. I had to, like, slide my phone through a fence and take this picture. This is the closest I was able to get. We tried going up to NRG, where you can, like, get into NRG. They said the stadium was closed. We went there on Saturday, and I went with my grandparents. My grandpa tried to ask, like, hey, could we go a bit closer and take a picture of the Astrodome? And the nice lady at the booth said no, because she would lose her job, and that would be trespassing technically, even though we were going like 30 feet beyond, and we had no malicious intent, obviously, but, like, it's just sad. It's really sad. But today, I have solutions. And I know Houston, and the people running Houston, never going to see this video, but this is for my enjoyment and your enjoyment, and we are disregarding how much this could cost the taxpayers. We're just doing this for fun, and I certainly hope that some of these can happen. Idea number 1, we get together with the MLB, we say, hey, we're going to get this stadium back together, we're going to get rid of the rats, we're going to get rid of the asbestos, the best that we can, we're going to make it look good again, like it did in the 90s and the 80s, and we're going to completely, like, we're not going to, like, just completely, like, make a new stadium out of it, but we're going to make it look a lot better than it does right now, and we're going to host a Field of Dreams type game. We'll do it once a year, we'll keep doing it until contracts run out, or they decide to stop doing it, but we do it once a year, and it's televised, obviously, and the Field of Dreams game, if you don't know, they did it twice. The first game was fantastic. So many home runs. Yankees, Sox ended on a Tim Anderson walk-off. The second game sucked, and now they don't go back there anymore, which is a shame. But this could be a good idea. Open up the stadium, get it fixed again, and, like, keep it going. Like, you get the one date a year for the one-time event, neutral site game, but you don't just leave it there in between. You can have other events there. You can do tours. You can, I don't know, just open it up for the public as like a park. You can go play baseball there. Like, keep the field out there. Idea number 2, there's been talks about a Houston hockey team. It's not gonna happen, most likely, but it could happen. There were rumors during the Coyotes fiasco, but this would be, I think, cool. I don't know if they've ever played an NHL game there, but you could obviously do it. You'd have to probably bring in the seats a bit more, because the playing field for hockey isn't as big as an MLB stadium, obviously, so you'd have to bring it in. And so that would be a good idea. This is the best team I found on the internet. As a concept from this website called Medium, the Houston Stallions. So let me know what you think about that. Idea number 3, we open it up for college games, or just any kind of game. Like, if you want to play a game at the Astrodome, come on down. Like, you can open it up for high school, college. I don't know. This seems like a far-fetched idea, but we're just doing this for fun. But then you allow tours for it. Or, like, I didn't put this on there, but, like, idea number 4, like, you somewhat fix it up, get rid of the asbestos, like we've said, get rid of the rats, fix it up, put the turf back on, and, like, maybe, like, open it up and make it like a park. Like, you obviously might charge some sort of admission, but, like, maybe, like, $5-10, like, you can go in there, play on the field, like, or just explore the stadium. Like, just open it up. Like, seriously, it wouldn't take as many taxpayer dollars to just open it back up and fix it than it would to just, like, bulldoze it anyway and build a whole new thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't get what the heck Houston was thinking. They should have just put the Texans in there, and we wouldn't have this problem. But, like, you say this is outdated, but then you say a, like, old park like Wrigley is not outdated. Wrigley's got, like, friggin' ivy walls and a basket. Like, there's a basket on top of the wall at Wrigley, and there were so many home runs because of that basket. Like, you think that is any better? Like, I don't get it. Like, if Wrigley Field and Fenway Park and Soldier Field for the NFL, the Bears, if those stadiums can be 100 years old, why couldn't the Astrodome? Like, what were the people in Houston and, like, the people with the Texans thinking? Like, why? And this NRG just sucks. Like, it completely sucks. It's, like I said, it's got the walkways on the outside, and it looks like a grill. And, like, inside the stadium, it's not cool. Like, the design looks pretty cool, I'll admit that. It played host to a great game in Super Bowl 51. Sorry, Falcons fans, but I lost for words. Houston, you suck. Like, what were you thinking? It's 20 years too late. They broke ground on NRG in 2002. They had time to think about this, and they didn't even want to put the Texans into the Astrodome. And now it's just going to sit there. And what's going to happen if it just sits there? It can't just sit there forever. The only way that it can be torn down is if it gets approval. There's this, like, committee that said, hey, you can't tear this down, and this was good news for the pro-Astrodome folks like me. And so you have to get permission from that committee to tear it down, which is a problem. And it would take millions of taxpayer dollars to fix it up and make it usable for any kind of sport. Again. Or another idea I didn't put on here, use it for, like, UFC, just anything, really. Just, like, fix it up, make it usable, open it up for everybody. I'm just at a loss for words how stupid the city of Houston is. Like, this, I don't script any of my videos. Like, this is purely from my thoughts, like, on the go. Like, what are you thinking? Like, they didn't even have to build Minute Maid Park. It's not outdated. I don't care what you say. It's fine. I don't care if it's, like, cookie cutter. Like, why? It's too late. Minute Maid Park looks great, but it sucks. It's one of the worst parks I've ever seen. Alright, well, this was a frustrating video to make. Yeah, but it infuriates me how Houston somehow bungled this. And whatever, let me know what you think, what the Astrodome should be done. Should it be torn down? Should it be open for the public, for tours? Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think. See y'all later.